What's up there, Misfit? Welcome to Pages of Ascension. Of course, welcome back if you've been hanging out with me for a little bit. So this reading is for the sign of Gemini, okay? So this is not a traditional reading in the sense that I am using tarot as the primary deck. I do use tarot in this reading, but it happens a little bit further towards the end, so make sure you stick around for that because there's always clarification or more messages that comes out. So the primary systems I am using for your reading are the Lenormand and the Kipper systems, okay? And we'll be using the Hermetic Tarot to further clarify your reading towards the end there, okay? So a little bit of fine print as I am getting your cards all shuffled up. So I am an adult. I do use adult language. If that's something that is uncomfortable for you, this is a good time to exit stage left, okay? It just means I'm probably not the reader for you, and no hard feelings on that or anything. There's plenty of readers here on YouTube. I am sure you can find someone who uses the language that you prefer, okay? As far as pronouns are concerned, go with what you resonate with, okay? This is an inclusive channel. And last but not least, if you are looking for a personal reading, you can head to that website at the bottom of your screen. It'll take you to POACreator.com. Go ahead and poke around there and see if there's anything that strikes your fancy. All right. So let's see what we've got here. We are still on that housing thing, aren't we? Okay, so I feel like there is a message coming through to you, Gemini. And it actually might be about a child or your child if you have one. This could simply just be a road trip with your kid. But I feel like more this is kind of coming in as two separate messages or two separate groups. So I feel like for some of you, you're receiving a message. It could be a message about somebody visiting, but I feel like for more of you, this is a message about a child specifically. And then for others of you, we're still on that housing thing, where some house or some building, some property that you've either bought into or purchased is a burden. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through your cards. So we've got the letter, ship, child, and then you had three cards kind of pop out all with each other. So the last one is doubled up, okay? So we've got cross, and then we've got house and tower. Now, don't trip, tower is not the same in Lenormand as it is in tarot, okay? Oh, okay, so some of you might actually be putting your house on the market. That makes sense. Okay, we'll see though. So I'm not really getting much more information than that, so we're going to go ahead and pop into your Kipper cards, okay? Can I get a couple cards for the letter, please? Okay, main female. Toil and labor. Okay, so that's interesting. So the message that is coming to you could be from a primary feminine figure in your life. This doesn't feel like a mother figure. I would say this is probably someone that you're dating or someone that you've been talking to. Jesus. Okay. This is totally my last reading of the day. So, and you're going to hear about how hard they are working. So there could be something going on with their employment. I don't know. Your reading's not being very talkative to me here, Gemini. So bear with me as I try to pull this stuff out, okay? So landing under ships is courthouse and bad health. And with that being on the travel card, it could be that you're going, or with the ship's card rather, which can be a travel card. I feel like you may be going to see someone who is sick. Okay, we could be talking, or maybe even you're going to court over someone who is sick. This is kind of strange. Yeah, I gotta admit to you, so I did the, I was going through the Dark Knight readings, and things started to kind of get a little bit weird when I hit Sagittarius. And then they took a very, very dark turn when I got to the Capricorn reading. So I took a couple-hour break and decided to go ahead and pop back in and do this reading. Because you guys are scheduled to come out tomorrow, which is the 29th. And I don't know. The energy is shifted. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah. Okay, nothing's coming out, so they want me to flip these over. Okay. So we've got high honor. Oh, okay, so this is actually kind of cool. It's looking like it's a... So for some of you, it's a possibility with high honor landing under child that your kid is, what do they call it? Like, like on honors, or like they're on the honor roll. Okay. However, okay, and I feel like there's this expectation that your child is going to be on the honor roll again. But I'm seeing something maybe going on with the kid, and there may be an end to that. Now, I don't know if it's just because of how they learned or how they've been learning has had to change with so many kids having to digitally go to school when they're used to being in the classroom. Not all kids do well with a digital learning environment, okay? Or if it's they're at a new school because they're in a new grade. I'm not sure what triggers this ending here. For some, it might be because you are moving. So you could be pulling your kid out of school because you're moving out of the home that you are in. Okay, and we could be talking about a serious upgrade to the house if that is the case. So you're going from, like a bungalow or something like that to a 3-story mansion or something. Of course, that's probably a little bit extreme, but I think you get what I'm saying. All right, so let's continue to move on here. So I am seeing some longevity here with this new house specifically. Possibly even with this main female, because this doesn't feel like a wife or anything like that, like the two of you are married. It's feeling a little bit more like you might be dating this person, even casually. And they're a really hard worker. Okay, plot twist. Okay. So, this is really weird. This is really, really weird. So this main female is older. So just older in age, possibly older than you. Okay. And the reason for the upgrade, I feel like, is because of them. Now, what's landing, ooh, confirmation there. What's landing under cross is message, gift, and pathway. So there's a message that comes through and it is burdensome, but it's like somehow there's a gift in the information that you get, and that allows you to make some longer term plans, like to be able to look ahead more than just a year or 2 years. It's almost like it allows you to look 10 years ahead or 15 years ahead, okay? And then considering that letter is falling under main female, I feel like the burdenous message might have to do with that. Now it's trippy here to me because I do see, I feel like this mature woman and the main woman are the same person because they're bookending your reading, okay? And I am seeing marriage on the horizon with this person should you choose to go there. I do see longevity there. Like, I'm not seeing anything funky going on with the partnership for its sake. But I feel like part of the burden might actually have to do with their income, like how they bring in income. Maybe it's not consistent. Maybe they can't hold on to work. It could be any number of those things, but you do have despair sitting at the bottom of the deck. And this tends to be my unemployment card. So, something about this person's work life may not be stable. This could also be you, though, okay? So, yeah, I am feeling like regardless to that, to the romantic partnership, and even I would say something funky going on with someone's health that you know. Like, in order for health to end up in the courthouse, I mean, we could be talking about an elderly parent, for example, that is no longer able to fully take care of themselves, and you're like petitioning the court to have what do they call it? Power of attorney over them, their finances, their medical decisions, that type of thing, because I don't feel like this person is in very good health. Now, normally my bad health card, normally the bad health card stands for short-term illness, but I'm not getting that. I think this is a person who's chronically sick, okay, and unable to fully take care of themselves as they should. However, even with that, even with the employment thing that I'm hearing with, you know, with this main female mature woman person, I feel like your kid is the star of the show, and that's who you're most concerned about right now because something is affecting their grades, okay? I'm feeling very specifically like this is honor roll, and something about honor roll has ended for them. You were expecting for the report card to come back all A's, or whatever the GPA is that they use for kids, for them to be on honor roll, and they're not. And that is your primary concern at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and look at what your soul's trying to get through to you. So it says, have hope for the future. New energies are coming. Yeah, wow. Okay. Plot twist. So this is kind of a double-sided message, and I don't feel like it necessarily has to do with you. I think it has to do with this child. Okay? So first things first, with this particular child, it could be that something has shifted in them because they are a starseed. Okay, so it could be that they've gotten to the point where they are so self-aware of themselves, what's going on in the world, and they're feeling this call for things to be a certain way, and they're just not resonating with the way that they are currently learning, regardless to how that method is, whether that is online, whether it's in the classroom. Something has shifted for them, okay, and how they're learning no longer resonates. So with that said, because of the fact that you know that your child is exceptionally talented, for some of you, I would actually consider pulling them out and putting them in like a school for gifted children, that type of thing. Like, I feel like this child is exceptionally gifted, okay? And that has to do with the fact that they're a starseed, okay? So they just don't see things the way a lot of people do. They don't see things the way a lot of their peers do, okay? Now, second thing, second thing with this, I feel like there is a child trying to come in. So for you and this mature woman, main female, if the two of you are not planning on having children right now, I'd be exceptionally aware of your bedroom activities, okay? Because I do sense a child that is trying to come through who is also a starseed, okay? They've chosen you two as parents. And it's something about this child that is going to cause a positive transformation in both of your lives, okay? You and this particular main female. Now, I feel like I'm specifically talking to a masculine energy versus a feminine energy, but of course take what resonates in where you are, okay? But there is a kid trying to come in. Now, and that gives you hope for the future, okay? I do see, you know, like a happy married life when you get there, a happy family when you and this person finally unite in marriage. And that is what I'm seeing, like the institution of marriage with the combination of these cards, okay? The two of you likely will buy a home together. It will be very large and very grand. And I am feeling for some of you that if you do end up getting married to this person, the two of you might have a courthouse wedding, okay? So it may not be like grand and lavish. You might just go to the courthouse and sign the certificate and do like your own version of a after party at your home, okay? So, yeah. This is interesting. Okay, so I do want to look up this Starseed Children card, because that is not something that has come out before. So it says, nurture the Starchild. What did I say about pulling the kid out? Okay, nurture the Starchild. Provide what is needed for the work. This bright being may be within the core of your family or within yourself. So it's possible some of you are even star children, okay? Star children bearing other star children. And based on what little I know about this idea of New Earth and rolling into the age of Aquarius, that is something that's likely to happen. Like rainbow children breed indigo children breed, you know, breed other star seeds, and star seeds continue to breed more star seeds so that we can uplift the collective consciousness, okay? So that we can change the world. Now, with that said, because of what I'm picking out about this kid is extremely, extremely gifted, and they're not being served at whatever school they're at. Even if it's the best school in your district, they need something else, okay? They need to go to a school for gifted children. That is what I'm seeing. And it's interesting because even despite all these other things going on, like, you know, there's this hiccup with somebody's bad health, you having to take care of them, you know, hearing about the job loss of a partner, it sounds like, and it's something that they work very, very hard at, okay? You know, and getting that bad news, there's the gift in that bad news, because it could even be that you and this person have been talking about, or even if it's crossed your mind that you'd like to level things up with this person, and perhaps that would be difficult to do because of how hard they work, okay? So, like I said, I see marriage on the horizon. I see a happy home. And just even despite all this other stuff, your child is front and center in this. And I feel like you can see that they're bored. And that's probably why they're not on honor roll, because they're not being challenged, okay? I cannot drill this enough, because this is what they keep coming back to, okay? This is a very gifted child, and they are not being served where they're at right now. They need to go to a school for gifted children, okay? So, what the advice that Spirit has for you is, ew, ew, ew. Okay, so, whoops, too far. So, this represents the U tree, which is transformation. It's initiation, rejuvenation, spiritual background, what makes you an individual. So, it's the transformation from one thing to another. And so, I mean, this could be, at its most basic here, the transformation of this partnership. You know, it could have been something casual getting elevated to something more, something steady getting elevated to something more. I mean, just kind of pick where that goes for you, okay? But what I find most interesting about the U-Tree card, based on like what is front and center in your reading, which is this child, I feel like this child, it's like their ability to comprehend the world around them is very flexible. It's very high vibrational. They have certain takes on things that you've probably never heard of, that, excuse me, that wouldn't necessarily even make sense to you. I feel like this child has ancient knowledge, and they're able to be flexible in, ooh, hold on. They literally just gave me a download right in the middle of your reading. Wow, what was I even saying? This child has the ability to be very flexible in how they, I would say, interpret or explain even the things that they know. This child has ancient knowledge, and there's things that they know that they just would have no way of knowing. Okay, and I feel like that's how you're going to know if this is you. All right, and this is the child that you're dealing with. Now, that said, there is an additional child coming in. Who's going to be very musically gifted. Okay. And again, with the yew tree popping up, which the Norse would cut down the yew tree to make bows. It's already been 22 minutes. Oh my god, that flew by so quickly. So bow, a musically gifted, they could play like the viola, the cello, the violin. They could play stand-up bass, anything that requires a bow. So look for that as a clue, because that'll be probably one of the first instruments that they're attracted to. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop on into the tarot. I swear, it took a little while for the messages to start coming through for y'all, so if you're still watching, I'm glad you stuck around. Okay. Can I get one for this first pile, please? Princess of Wands, Princess of the Shining Flame. Okay, so I'm going to say something about this main female mature woman. It's interesting because for whatever reason, it's kind of reminding me of the Star card. Like, I feel like this person shines very brightly. Okay? To you, to the people around them, I'd say they're well-liked, most likely, feisty, but still tempered in their mannerisms. Okay? And they're very fiery. So, we could be talking specifically about a fire sign here. Under ships, courthouse, and bad health, we have the Six of Swords. So Lord of Earned Success. So for some of you, this could be a lawsuit. Like, you got sick somewhere, you sued the place, and you ended up winning the lawsuit because somehow they're found negligent. Okay, at its very most basic. But I feel like for others of you, this is the symbolism of you walking away from something. Okay, I thought I saw one flip. Give me just a moment. This is going to be a little bit longer of a reading. I know I saw one flip. But yeah, no, I feel like this is more you walking away from something. You could be walking away from something that you feel is unhealthy for you, that causes a deterioration in your health, okay? And for some of you, you could be walking away from a court case specifically because it's unwinnable. Okay, you found that it does not serve you. It does not serve the other parties that are involved in this to continue to fight for whatever this is. So you're cutting your losses and you're dipping out. Okay, I guess it did not flip. All right, so for our third pile here, we've got the Princess of Pentacles, which is Princess of the Echoing Hills. So I feel like your child is an orator. They're a speaker. Okay. They could have some heavy earth in their chart, specifically Capricorn. But I do feel like this kid is going to grow up to do extremely important things in the areas of communication. Let me put it that way. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So let's move on to your next pile. Okay, so under the cross, message, and gift, you have Lord of Defeat. So again, I feel like this ties very much into this courthouse thing and bad health. Whatever it is that you've been fighting for, you're walking away from. That's basically what it tells me. You might be feeling a little bit defeated in this process, but ultimately, with the Six of Swords kind of bookending this section of the reading, you know that it doesn't serve you to continue to pursue this anymore. It's, again, cutting your losses and moving on. Okay, so in the last position, excuse me, we have Queen of Thrones of Air. All right, so this person that you're dealing with, this fire sign, could also have a very prominent air placement. And I feel like it's it's kind of funny because it's like a Libra, Virgo. So some combination of Libra and Virgo in the chart, perhaps. But in any case, I feel like this person, they don't take any shit off of you at all. Okay, they're very quick to cut your head off. And this is the choice. This is who you're choosing to be with, to make this life with. Okay, and what I'm seeing here is that's the right decision. That's kind of where you're being led. Like, I don't know if this employment thing is going to be an issue, but it's kind of prominent here in dealing with this person. So, that may be something that the two of you need to talk about, okay? Especially if you're in a position where, confirmation, especially if you're in a position where it takes two incomes in order to fully make your household flourish. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call that here because my camera is going to cut off in about 60 seconds. So if this reading helped you at all, Gemini, don't forget to like and share, and of course subscribe, okay, because there are more readings coming out. All right, so with that, your peace is your power, and I'll see you next time. Bye.